those details. I will try.
Pwede mo siyang bulin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
Okay.
Okay, good. Gabriela, muy hermosa, huh?
Muchas gracias.
So what are you wearing? I think
Today
you're
I'm
wearing all
a-
Filipino. Huh?
Yes, today I'm like all dressed by a Filipino team actually. My stylist today is Christine Riman. This beautiful outfit is made by Anthony Ramirez. Jojo Burgon the shoes. And we have Christopher Munar earrings. We have Cielo, that he made my makeup. And we have Renz, who did my hair. So very grateful with all of them because I get to have some love and some professional support from this lovely Filipino team for my press conference today.
Very good. Hello, Philippines.
Hello Philippines.
I love you, Philippines.
I love you Philippines. Lo quiero mucho.
Thank you.
He's the boss.
Sorry.
Oh, we can start? Yes. We can start, ba? Here. We can start. Introduce mo na. Una na siya. She's the most important. She's the star.
We will acknowledge Alberto.
You want to be an actor? Follow mo siya diretso. How about the flower later? Ikaw na diretso.
Isler from Venezuela.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hola.
Hola, señor.
Thank you for coming to this afternoon. For me, it's a pleasure to be back in the Philippines, especially here in Manila. Last time I was here was back in 2014, and I get so much love and so much respect from all of you guys. So many familiar faces that I'm happy to see again. So thank you for coming today. I don't know if you're gonna speak before or speak. Oh, okay. So we put this.
I'm sure a lot of your fans here are very interested to know what you've been doing the past few days. So maybe you'd like to give them an overview of what you've been doing.
Yeah, well, for those who know me, maybe you know that I speak or I write a lot. So this is what I'm gonna try to do a long story short. This 2018, a lot of things happened in my life, and related to pageants, one of the most important change in my careers. I'm now one of the national directors of Miss Venezuela organization, and I took that position, which I call that corporate role. I'm not like the pageant girl anymore. I'm behind the desk, actually, with a huge responsibility to lead, along with two other title holders, the Miss Venezuela organization. So, being one of the national directors allowed me to came back to Asia to be present in the Miss World back in Sanja, which I saw a couple of faces that actually went, pageant lovers. And I visited Bangkok to cover Miss Universe as well as one of the national directors. So after 4 years, almost 5 years, I had the chance to come back again to Asia. And I cannot miss the opportunity to come back to the Philippines. It was in my bucket list since a couple of years ago because I started something here back in 2014. As you, maybe all of you know, back in 2014, I came to the Philippines in March to visit Palawan, to visit Coron. And I partnered with the organization, well, Miss Universe partnered back then with an organization called Cordate, one of the largest Catholic organizations to relieve and to support during disaster times. So I started a program with them for flourishing communities in Tagbanwa, I can't pronounce it. Tagbanwa. And it was always in my heart to come back to the Philippines, to overseas, and actually saw the evolution of those programs in these communities. So I made the decision after a couple of days of traveling in Asia to let's go back to Manila, and let's go back to Coron.
Can
And I
you,
have-
can you give us an update as to how much better things are there right now?
Yes, here's the story. So I contact Cordate, the Catholic organization, to arrange this visit and this trip to Coron. They call the MBT, Malawi, Buena Vista, and Tara communities on Palawan. And I have to say that one of the main things, because Philippines is so close to my heart, and it marked actually my entire career, my humanitarian career forever, is because the first time I came, you usually think that you're coming to give them something, that you're coming to give them hope, that I was coming to give them support, that I was coming to give them help during the disaster time. And I realized that the Filipino community, especially the indigenous communities in this place, gave me one of the biggest lectures in my life. They taught me how to be grateful, how to be full of joy, and how to be happy no matter whatever you do not have in this moment. This community, by the time, didn't have clean water, they didn't have electricity, they didn't have food. Almost 9,000 families have all the village destroyed, and the houses, there were nothing left. The fishing boats, the tourism boats, everything was almost destroyed. And when I get to that community, I just saw smiles, a warm community giving me the welcome me, and they give me food, even they don't have anything for them to eat. So on that trip, my humanitarian career just gave a twist, and I decided to focus my entire reign as Miss Universe to give back and to compromise myself and commit myself to all the efforts that can help communities around the world, especially here in Filipina, that is one of the largest base, the fan base for Miss Universe. So I went back, and I realized that the same happiness, the same joy, the same passion for giving, to share their culture, it was there with this community, with this indigenous community that may not speak Tagalog, they may not speak English, they speak their own dialect, but they're very communicate with me, with their eyes, with their emotions. And I have to say that Cordate, the organization that we're working, Miss Universe is still working with them, with all the funds that were raised back in 2014, more than $250,000 that were invested in these communities. Now we can see not just our recovery villages, but almost a model village that they were receiving training, they were receiving education in fishing and how to improve their livelihoods and how to do the weaving so they can sell the handcraft to the communities of Coron, and even though take that handcraft and bags to the international trade fairs. So this community became model communities that have, they're very conscious about the natural resources that they have, and they're very conscious about the ecosystem. It's the only way that they have to survive, but it's a lot of things that actually communities have to improve. Because I don't know if you realize, there's a lot of climate change happening around the world, and these communities are not, they're now better prepared to actually cope and enact during the situations. But I have to say that I went back and I saw an amazing, stronger community ready to confront anything that may happen. They have food farms. They're actually growing their own farms. They're growing the pandan leaf so they can produce all the handcraft. They're working with forest and water people that is taking care of all of that so they can take care of the natural resources. And for me to see this community improving their life in this way, they still give me food. They make such a beautiful table, the usual traditional dance. So it was very happy for me to come back and see that still is a lot to do over there. So partnering with Cordate, with the local stakeholders like the church and the Red Cross and another organization that are working there, I'm planning to come again soon and continue supporting them. They're very concerned about the youth having education and having scholarships to go to the university. because they know that the future for those kids is not just the fishing and the waving. They want for the kids and the Jomis community, from the indigenous community, have an opportunity actually in this real city life. So it's a lot to do over there, and I'm happy to see the growing, to see the improvement, and to receive the same love, the same support, and to have the same lecture of being grateful and be happy with the small things that life can give you.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for giving so much of your time, your efforts, and your resources for our countrymen. And now at this point, I'm